Hi everybody, today we're going to have a look at Apple CarPlay in the Caddy California. So we're going to show how it works, etc. We've done videos on Apple CarPlay before. We're going to do a video on Android Auto as well. That's coming up soon, and we'll show you that in the Caddy again and how they work. But a few things before we get started, I suppose, to just talk you through what you get on the Caddy. So it's very similar to the Ocean and Coast models in that they actually changed their connection ports to USB-C. So USB-C, as you see down here, there's two USB sockets. USB-C is turning into the industry standard now. So even with Apple devices, where this is a very old Apple device, you would have got the standard USB socket, which looks like that. If you order a new phone now from Apple, it will actually come with the USB-C lead, so you better plug them straight in. That's on there, and then obviously that would then plug into a charging unit off there as well. So my advice, if you've got a 6.1 or a Caddy, for example, is to buy a couple of these adapters for some of your older things. These you can just get off Amazon. They're a couple of pounds for 3, I think it was, and that's what a USB-C connector looks like at the side, and just the new input that's there. So if you're going to connect it with the cable, so obviously one cable there, another cable there, and that is what you would plug into your USB sockets in the dash. It's worth pointing out that those USB sockets, the two that are here, are data USB sockets, so they will charge because they have got a charging function in there. They do deliver the 5 volts that's required for most devices to be powered, but obviously there's a data connection where USB ports, which are the normal size USB ports, which are further in the back, you've got one right towards the back doors for when you're in bed. Any of those type of ports, they're purely as a charging port. There's no data connection or anything like that that's in there. They're just giving that power to recharge things which work off that USB supply. So obviously we've got it in here. We need a phone, an Apple phone. Obviously plug the other end into your phone that's here. At that point then you're going to get on the dash. It's going to say connect to, and that'll depend on what your name's your phone got. So Chris Evans' iPhone via Apple CarPlay. Please note that doing this will allow data to be transferred between the vehicle and my phone. So obviously if you're happy for that to happen, which I am, so you click on use Apple CarPlay. Your phone's then going to come up with a little symbol on your phone that's there, which will say allow Apple CarPlay with my VW and the number, which is what's on here. You want to click allow on there, and then on the Caddy function as well is use wireless CarPlay. Now myself, I would always advise enable wireless CarPlay, and the reason for that is because if you enable the wireless CarPlay, you don't need to keep plugging it in every time you want to get in the vehicle. As soon as you get in, it's going to connect it to it wirelessly. So as I said, what I would do then is press the enable wireless CarPlay and click that one as well, and then that's going to then connect up your Apple CarPlay, and your apps that are on your phone are going to come through your dash that's here. And as I said, this is charging, so there's a cable on it and that is charging the thing, so you may want to keep that in there, but as I said, you don't need that cable to be attached. Every time you get in and out of your vehicle now, it will automatically connect to your phone as long as your phone's on there, and it will do that wirelessly, so you don't have to keep plugging it in every time, which is really good. I think it's a really good move forward. That is something that's newish on these models. So if you're looking, for example, at a older vehicle, say in the transporter range, some of the older models there with the navigation systems, etc., which they had Apple CarPlay in there, are plug-in via cable only. So a good example is my Amarok that I've got, for example, that hasn't got that won't do it over wirelessly. That'll only do it with a plug, so I have to keep plugging it in every time as well. So obviously technology moves forward, it gets better. So on your main screen as it comes up, this just comes straight up onto my maps, but if you press the button at the side here, that'll take you to your main screen. So you've got things like your phone, your music, maps, any messages, audiobooks, for example. I've got the Volkswagen app on mine as well, what you're playing currently, and it's a swipe system, so you can swipe across So I've got WhatsApp on there, Waze, which is a satellite navigation program as well, Google Maps. I've got Amazon on there as well, and my calendar, and all these things are things that you can just press and they'll come up on your dash, and you can use them as well. So things like text messages, for example, it will read out a text message to you. I'm a big advocate for the map side of things as well. I'll point that out quickly to you. As I said, I've got Waze in there, which is a navigation system. You've got the Maps, the normal one. This is Google Maps. I'm always signed in on my computer with Google, so because of that, anything I've put in as a recent search one, so that's in there, for example, places that I need to go are in there, and just click on them and away you go. Even to the point where if I've looked online, for example, on my computer, I've looked at a postcode somewhere where I need to go, I then go and jump in my vehicle, and lo and behold, it's in my recent searches, and I just click it and off you go. That's technology for you. It knows what you're doing all of the time if you're logged into different places as well, especially with the Google one. And then finally, music. So you've got music that's on here, so you can have a look at your music, and basically any apps that use the CarPlay, or got CarPlay built in, will work on the screen and work through your phone and onto the screen system as well. That's there, so it gives you that fully integrated section. So it's like having your phone in the vehicle. Obviously, if you've got older phones, for example, connectivity might be slightly different if your phone's no longer being updated and things like that. So I hope that's given you kind of a brief overview of the Apple CarPlay within the Caddy California. As I said, it works really, really well. Obviously, you can have multiple devices programmed into your vehicle as well, into each individual one. It will always try and connect the last one that was in, so obviously you might have to manage those if you've got multiple devices that you get in and out of your vehicle with as well. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Check out, we're going to be having the Android Auto version coming up very shortly, so I'm going to borrow one of my colleagues' phones and we'll run through that and do the same type of video as well, so that'll be in a week or two's time as well. So if you have, give us a thumbs up, give us a like if you've enjoyed the video today. If you don't subscribe already, please subscribe, it does help the channel out as well, and we'll see you next time.